Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone and welcome back to MTSB Podcast, MTSB Choice. My name is Syaima and I'm from class 9.5. Today I'm going to be bringing you a presentation on culture. Specifically, culture is our identity. But first of all, what is culture to begin with? Well, culture is the shared set of values, beliefs, traditions, behaviors, and even material objects that a certain group of people learn and pass down throughout the generations to define how they live their lives and how they view the world. It includes intangible concepts such as language, norms, and social norms and customs, as well as tangible things such as food, art, and architecture. Culture isn't stagnant. In fact, it can change and evolve over time as new ideas and practices are introduced, while older ones are either replaced or adapted. Now, why is culture so important? Well, culture is important because it is the reflection of a certain community or nation, meaning that culture is one of the vital determining factors on how a certain group of people, how a certain civilization responds, reacts, and grows to the world around them, both individually and together. How people live their lives is also greatly determined on cultural factors. Actually, there are many reasons as to why culture is so important to our everyday lives and how we feel about and view the world. But let's just focus on 3 factors for now. The first reason being culture creates a sense of stability. One of the reasons why culture is so important is because the sense of stability it provides for so many people. It can bring a sense of safety and security for individuals, as well as bringing them to a sense of unified and as well as unifying them and uniting them into a deep sense of belonging. Culture can also create bonds between 2 people who have never met before and is one of the key factors to creating strong bonds between people. Now, the second reason being that culture can be nurturing for people. When people belong to the correct kind of healthy culture, it can be quite soothing for them. In fact, they can even start to feel loved. People who come from the same culture often have similar backgrounds and ideologies, making them a unified community. Now, the final reason why culture is so important is because, well, it has the potential to grow and expand. When a culture is healthy and nurturing, it can be a flexible culture. So it can adapt to the changes in the world around them so that it can keep growing. It can do so without compromising its core beliefs and without constantly feeling threatened in any way, shape, or form. Growing cultures can even adopt bigger areas and even new practices from other cultures to adapt to incorporate into their own. But now here's the main question. Why should we preserve our culture? Well, like I said, culture helps define culture helps define our national and ethical identity. It can bring us together when it is used as a diplomatic tool to resolve conflicts and promote peace. When it is preserved and celebrated, it can even bring a sense of respect and diversity. It can also be a driving factor for local economies, providing better living standards for people from all around the globe. But when a culture is under any certain threats, or is damaged or destroyed, then the people whose traditions and traditions and customs are represented by said culture will also be threatened. Now, let's get into the efforts on how we can preserve our culture. So first of all, we can participate. Participate as in participating in cultural events, practicing traditional arts, and even sharing these traditions with other people, because culture is meant to be shared, not gatekept. So by sharing our culture, it's also a way that we can preserve our culture. Now the second is to educate. We can educate people by speaking our native tongue. We can also teach them about the mythology and history of from our culture respectively. This way, it can be easily memorized by textbooks and can even be preserved, and culture can even be preserved long term this way. And then we can also preserve our culture by connecting with our family or the community that we reside in. By connecting with the people from similar cultures, it helps us understand more about our own culture. And when we understand more about our own culture, it also helps shape our identity. And finally is by supporting cultural economy, by supporting cultural economies like visiting cultural sites or even promoting local businesses. It can help boost the local culture's local economy. Through this, the culture will experience abundance in the long term. So that means that there will be more resources for this culture to last on. So now, let me ask you to the final question. How does preserving culture even benefit us? Well, preserving culture can actually provide significant benefits, including strengthening collective identity and social cohesion, providing economic opportunities through tourism and traditional arts, enriching education through historical insight, fostering cultural diversity and creativity, as well as promoting resilience and the well-being of the people from the culture by connecting them with their heritage as well as their sense of place. It can also provide it can also help prevent the loss of unique human experience, of unique human knowledge and practices, ensuring that the valuable aspects of human understanding do not go extinct and are passed down throughout the generations. In conclusion, culture is a shared set of values and traditions that a certain group of people learn to define how they view and feel about the world. Culture also provides so many benefits for the people that reside in and outside of the culture, to the point that if these cultures were to ever go extinct, there will be great consequences. So, as a citizen of a multicultural country, we must be able to make we must be able to make efforts to preserve the cultures that exist in our country. By doing so, we are also protecting our country's, our national identity. Because like I said, culture is the national helps shape the national and ethical identity of our country. So that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast, and I hope this brought some insight to you. So thank you. This has been MTSB podcast. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.